Well, it goes without saying when you think about the Old West that things were probably pretty rough back then. You hear the term roughing it, they were roughing it back then. When you think of Westerns, great ones come to mind like The Searchers, Once Upon a Time in the West, How the West Was Won, Silverado, Unforgiven. And you get a general idea of just how things were back then. Uh, Now throw in a little bit of a horror element, and you got something new and intriguing here. That is what's going on in S. Craig Zeller's Bone Tomahawk. Bone Tomahawk stars Kurt Russell, Richard Jenkins, Matthew Fox, and Patrick Wilson. Now, I know that Bone Tomahawk is probably being plugged as a horror western, and that's kind of unfortunate because it actually turns out to be more just a western than anything that just has some horrible moments in it. Not necessarily horror, but just horrible moments. The film, running a good 2 hours and 15 minutes, which I didn't mind at all. The film plays out like your traditional odor, and basically it just follows four men who must go on a rescue mission to save someone who was abducted by natives, and it follows them from when they leave town up until they get to where they need to go. The natives that perpetrated this crime are considered to be a lost tribe per se, that even scare Native Americans. When Kurt Russell and company try to get information from a Native American to tell them, or at least take them to where they need to go, he refused to go because he doesn't want to have anything to do with these people. They are that bad, or by reputation they're that bad. They're basically, the movie doesn't say, but this tribe basically represents the non-PC term of savages to a T. So, savages were running rampant in this film, and they live up to their name. So, basically, the film itself basically follows these four men as they go from leave town and start their mission and try to get to the. You don't even want to call her a damsel in distress. They just want to save someone. And basically what unfolds is that it's a fascinating story about these four men. Kurt Russell plays the sheriff, Richard Jenkins is one of the deputies, Matthew Fox is a man of means, and Patrick Wilson is the husband of the woman who was abducted. And the woman is not your traditional damsel in distress at all. She is actually an affluent and smart doctor in the Old West. Think Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, or something like that. But I don't know. I never saw a Dr. Quinn episode, so that's probably an unfair comparison. But yeah, you get the idea. So she's actually pretty smart. All of the characters are actually written smart. When we arrive into town, and I believe it was called Bright Hope, and basically this place is lived in. These characters have lived there. It's almost like when we drop in and events unfold, they're like things like, okay, yeah, okay, here we go. We'll do this. It's like, all right, move on. Okay, we're done. And it's like they got a routine. They know what they need to do. And when something like this comes out of the blue and just shakes things up, they know what they got to do. They got to mount that mission. They got to go on that rescue. Even some of the people who are going on this rescue probably shouldn't, but they are still game and still have the fortitude to do so. So the film, as I said, unfolds like a traditional Western, and once they get to where they need to go, that's when the horror elements come into play. But I don't want to go into that because there were really some hard-hitting stuff in the film when they reach their destination. So hard-hitting and realistic. So be prepared for that. So this one came out of the blue. I only heard about it about a year ago, but I was just totally thrilled about Kurt Russell being in a Western again, and he is so damn good. And he should do more. And there's a moment in particular where he's just pure badass. We're talking on the level almost of Tombstone badass. and it was just it was a quick moment, but just so memorable, so freaking cool. It's like Kurt Russell is back, so that's one of the things to savor from seeing this film. As I said, the performances are great. Richard Jenkins is fantastic as the deputy. Matthew Fox is pretty solid. Patrick Wilson is quite good, and Lily Simmons is also quite good as the as his wife. So it's a well shot and well made Western. I don't want to call it a Western horror movie. We'll just call this a Western. That's all it is. It's a West. The West was hard. The West was rough. The West was full of horrors. Especially if you played something like Red Dead Redemption, you know how bad it can be out there. So that's basically what this is. It's not Red Dead Redemption, but the level of brutality that you come across is probably just as bad as what you encounter in the game. So, Bone Tomahawk is a it's a directorial debut for Zoller, and he also wrote the screenplay, and he did a pretty damn good job for first time out. And this is definitely worth seeing, and if you can see it in the theater, that would be ideal, since the film is a 2:3:5 aspect ratio, and it will look fantastic on the big screen. So Bone Tomahawk, I'd give about a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely one of the better Westerns I've seen in some time, and certainly a great hybrid of the horror and Western genres, even though I don't want to call it that. But yeah, it's a very engaging, entertaining film, and it's just great seeing these characters play off each other, and just great seeing Kurt Russell in action. And also to note that there are also some fantastic practical effects in this film. So Bone Tomahawk, 7.5 out of 10. If you like my review, please hit the like button below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, so you can stay on top of my reviews as they come in. And have you seen Bone Tomahawk? Have you heard of Bone Tomahawk? Are you excited about the return of Kurt Russell to the saddle? Please share your comments below. I'm quite interested to find out. So until next time, happy trails.